The vast emptiness of space was suddenly broken by a bright flash of light. Where there was nothing before, a massive ship now appeared. This was the human battleship called Thunderbolt. It was huge, bigger than any ship the aliens had ever seen. The Thunderbolt's dark metal hull gleamed in the light of nearby stars. On the bridge of the Thunderbolt, Captain Jae-sung Kim stood tall and proud. He looked out at the unfamiliar stars through the big front window. His dark eyes were sharp, taking in every detail. Captain Kim knew this moment was important. It was the first time humans had come to this part of space. "Status report," Captain Kim said in a calm voice. His second-in-command, Jae-hoon, quickly answered. "All systems are working well, Captain. We've arrived at the edge of Galactic Council space, just as planned." Captain Kim nodded. He turned to look at his crew. They were the best Earth had to offer. Each person was chosen for their skills and bravery. They all knew how important this mission was. "Send out the message we prepared," Captain Kim ordered. "Let's introduce ourselves to the Galactic Council." As the message was sent, the Thunderbolt moved forward slowly. Its engines glowed with a soft blue light. The ship was so big that it looked like it was barely moving. But in reality, it was traveling very fast through space. Meanwhile, on a nearby planet, alarms started to sound. The aliens who lived there had spotted the Thunderbolt on their scanners. They had never seen anything like it before. In a tall building made of shiny crystal, an alien named Yoon sat at a big round table. Yoon was the leader of the Galactic Council. His skin was a pale blue, and he had large, wise eyes. Around him sat representatives from many different alien races. They all looked worried. "What is that thing?" asked one of the aliens, pointing at a big screen showing the Thunderbolt. Yoon leaned forward, his eyes wide. "It appears to be a ship," he said slowly, "but it's unlike any ship we've ever seen." Just then, a young alien rushed into the room. This was Su-min, the head of intelligence for the Galactic Council. Su-min's antennae were twitching with excitement. "High Counselor Yoon," Su-min said, trying to catch her breath. "We've received a message from the unknown ship. They say they're humans." A hush fell over the room. Many of the aliens had heard stories about humans. Some thought humans were just a myth. Others believed humans were dangerous. Now it seemed humans were real, and they were here. Yoon stood up, his long robes flowing around him. "Play the message," he commanded. A hologram appeared in the center of the table. It showed Captain Kim standing tall and proud. His voice was clear and strong as he spoke. "Greetings, members of the Galactic Council. I am Captain Jae-sung Kim of the Earth ship Thunderbolt. We come in peace, seeking to join your galactic community." The aliens listened in silence. Some looked scared, others looked curious. Captain Kim continued his message. "We know our ship might seem scary to you. The Thunderbolt is big and powerful, but we built it this way to protect ourselves on our long journey through space. We hope to show you that humans can be good friends and allies." As the message ended, the room burst into noise. Some aliens were shouting, others were whispering in fear. Yoon raised his hands, calling for quiet. "This is a historic moment," Yoon said. "For the first time, we face a species that might be as advanced as we are, maybe even more advanced. We must decide how to respond." Far away on the Thunderbolt, Captain Kim waited for an answer. He knew that the next few hours would shape the future of human-alien relations. He hoped for peace, but he was ready for anything. As the Thunderbolt floated in space, its powerful weapons stayed quiet. But everyone, both humans and aliens, knew those weapons were there. The fear of the human battleship had already started to spread through the galaxy. The Galactic Council now faced a choice: welcome the humans or treat them as a threat. Their decision would change the galaxy forever. The Galactic Council chamber was filled with noise. Aliens of all shapes and sizes were talking at once. Some were scared, others were angry, and a few were excited. High Counselor Yoon stood at the center, trying to keep everyone calm. "Please, everyone," Yoon said, his voice loud but gentle. "We must think carefully about what to do next." Slowly, the room got quieter. All eyes turned to Yoon. His blue skin seemed to glow under the bright lights of the chamber. "We have three choices," Yoon continued. "We can welcome the humans, ignore them, or treat them as a threat. What do you think we should do?" An alien with long tentacles for arms stood up. This was Daho, the leader of the peaceful Zixians. "We should welcome them," he said. "The humans say they come in peace. We should give them a chance." Many aliens nodded in agreement, but then another alien jumped up. This one had scales and sharp teeth. Her name was Minseo, and she led the warrior race of Kragans. "No," Minseo shouted. "Did you see the size of that ship? The humans are dangerous. We should attack first, before they attack us." The room erupted in shouts again. Yoon sighed. He knew this would be hard. Meanwhile, in a quiet corner of the chamber, Su-min was working hard. She was looking at all the information they had about humans. Su-min's fingers flew over her computer screen as she read report after report. "High Counselor," Su-min called out. "I have some information about the humans." Everyone got quiet again. They all wanted to hear what Su-min had found out. "The humans come from a planet called Earth," Su-min explained. "It's far away from here. They've never met aliens before, but they've been exploring space for a long time." Su-min showed some pictures on the big screen. There were images of Earth, of human cities, and of smaller human spaceships. "The Thunderbolt is their biggest ship," Su-min continued. "It has strong weapons, but also powerful shields. The humans say it's for protection, not for fighting." Yoon nodded slowly. "What else can you tell us about their technology?" he asked. Su-min looked nervous. "Well, that's the thing," she said. "Their technology seems to be as good as ours, maybe even better in some ways. We're not sure how they built such a big ship." This news made many aliens gasp. They had always thought they were the most advanced beings in the galaxy. Now, it seemed they might be wrong. Yoon turned to the council members. "We need to make a decision," he said. "Do we trust the humans, or do we see them as a threat?" An older alien with wrinkled green skin stood up slowly. This was Jae-yun, one of the wisest members of the council. "I think we should be careful," Jae-yun said. "But we shouldn't be afraid. The humans could have attacked us already if they wanted to. Instead, they sent a message of peace." Many aliens nodded at Jae-yun's words. But Minseo wasn't convinced. "What if it's a trick?" she asked. "What if they're just waiting for the right moment to attack?" Yoon thought for a moment. Then he had an idea. "We'll send a small group to meet the humans," he said. "They can go on the Thunderbolt and learn more about these newcomers. Then we can decide if they're friends or enemies." Most of the aliens seemed to like this plan, but there was still one big question. "Who will go?" asked Daho. "It could be dangerous." Yoon looked around the room. His eyes fell on a young alien sitting quietly in the corner. Her name was Hai-jin, and she was known for being smart and brave. "Hai-jin," Yoon said, "will you lead this mission? Will you be the first to meet the humans?" Hai-jin stood up. She looked nervous but determined. "Yes," she said. "I'll go." As the council meeting ended, everyone felt a mix of excitement and fear. They knew the next few days would change everything. The galaxy they knew was about to become a very different place. On the Thunderbolt, Captain Kim and his crew were still waiting. They didn't know what the aliens were deciding, but they hoped it would be the start of a new friendship between humans and aliens. The future of both humans and aliens now rested on what would happen next. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see if this meeting would lead to peace or war. Hai-jin stood in front of a mirror, adjusting her official robes. She was nervous but tried not to show it. Today, she would be the first alien to meet the humans face to face. "Are you ready?" asked Su-min, who was standing nearby. Hai-jin nodded. "As ready as I'll ever be," she said with a small smile. The two aliens walked to the docking bay where a small ship was waiting. It would take them to the human battleship, Thunderbolt. A few other aliens were going too, including some scientists and guards. As their ship flew towards the Thunderbolt, everyone was quiet. They could see the huge human ship getting bigger and bigger. It was so large that it seemed to block out the stars behind it. "It's even more impressive up close," Su-min whispered. Finally, their ship entered the Thunderbolt's docking bay. The aliens felt a small bump as they landed. Hai-Jin took a deep breath and stood up. "Remember," she said to the others, "we're here to learn and to make friends. Let's show the humans the best of who we are." The door of their ship opened with a hiss. Hai-Jin stepped out first, followed by the others. They found themselves in a large, brightly lit room, and there, waiting for them, were the humans. Captain Jae-sung Kim stood at the front of a small group of humans. He smiled and stepped forward. "Welcome to the Thunderbolt," he said in a clear, friendly voice. "I'm Captain Kim. We're honored to meet you." Hai-Jin was surprised. The humans looked a lot like some aliens she knew, but also very different. They had no antenna, no scales, and only 2 arms and 2 legs. "Thank you for having us," Hai-Jin replied. "I am Hai-Jin, representative of the Galactic Council. We're excited to meet you too." Captain Kim introduced the other humans. There was Je-hoon, his second-in-command, and Su-yeon, the ship's scientist. The aliens introduced themselves too. "Please follow me," Captain Kim said. "We'd like to show you around our ship." As they walked through the Thunderbolt, the aliens were amazed. The ship was huge inside, with long corridors and big rooms. They saw the engine room, where huge machines hummed with power. They'd visited the greenhouse, where plants from Earth grew in special containers. "This is how we make our food and oxygen for long trips," Su-yeon explained. Su-min was fascinated. She asked many questions about human technology. The humans were happy to answer, but they seemed careful not to share too much. As they walked, Hai-Jin noticed something strange. The humans were very friendly, but they also seemed nervous. She wasn't sure why. Finally, they'd reached the bridge of the ship. It was a large room with many screens and control panels. Through the big front window, they could see the stars and the alien planets in the distance. "This is where we control the ship," Captain Kim said. "From here, we can go anywhere in the galaxy." Hai-Jin looked around. She saw what looked like weapon controls. The humans had said their ship was for peace, but it was clear the Thunderbolt could also fight if it needed to. "Captain," Hai-Jin said carefully, "your ship is very impressive. But I must ask, why did you build it so big and powerful if you come in peace?" The room got very quiet. The humans looked at each other, seeming unsure what to say. Captain Kim sighed. "It's a fair question," he said. "The truth is, we didn't know what we would find out here. We hoped for peace, but we had to be ready for anything." He paused, then continued. "Our history on Earth taught us that it's better to be prepared, but we truly don't want to fight. We want to learn and to make friends." Hai-Jin nodded slowly. She understood, but she also felt worried. The humans were so advanced. What if they decided they didn't want to be friends after all? Just then, an alarm started to sound. Red lights flashed on the bridge. "Captain," Je-hoon called out, "we're picking up a distress signal. It's coming from a nearby planet." Captain Kim looked at Hai-Jin. "We should help," he said. "Will you come with us?" Hai-Jin hesitated. This could be dangerous. But it could also be a chance to see what the humans were really like. "Yes," she said finally. "We'll come." As the Thunderbolt changed course, heading towards the source of the distress signal, Hai-Jin wondered what would happen next. The first meeting with the humans had gone well, but now they were heading into the unknown. Whatever happened, she knew it would change the relationship between humans and aliens forever. The Thunderbolt moved quickly through space. Inside, humans and aliens worked together to find out more about the distress signal. We're getting close to the source, Ji-hoon said, looking at a big screen. Captain Kim nodded. He turned to Hai-jin. Do you know anything about this planet? Hai-jin looked worried. It's called Zelos. It's a small mining colony. They shouldn't be in any danger. Suddenly, Schumann gasped. She was looking at another screen. Captain, look at this. Everyone turned to see. The screen showed several ships around the planet Zelos. They were firing weapons at the planet. Those are Krag ships, Hai-jin said, her voice shaking. But why are they attacking Zelos? Captain Kim's face got serious. We need to help them. Ji-hoon, prepare for battle. Su-yen, scan for life signs on the planet. The aliens looked shocked. You're going to fight? Hai-jin asked. We can't let innocent people get hurt, Captain Kim said firmly. We'll try to talk first, but we'll fight if we have to. As the thunderbolt got closer, they could see the damage on Zelos. Parts of the planet were on fire. Captain, Su-yen called out. I'm picking up many life signs. The people of Zelos are still alive, but they're in danger. Captain Kim nodded. He pressed a button on his chair. This is Captain Jae-sung Kim of the Earth ship Thunderbolt. Krag ships, stop your attack immediately. We're here to help Zelos. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a voice came through the speakers. It was rough and angry. This is not your fight, human. Leave now, or we'll destroy you too. Captain Kim looked at Hai-jin. Why are they attacking Zelos? Hai-jin shook her head. I don't know. The Krags have always been aggressive, but this is too much. Captain Kim stood up. We're not leaving. This is your last warning. Stop your attack, or we'll stop you. The Krag ships didn't stop. Instead, they turned towards the Thunderbolt. They're going to attack us, Ji-hoon said. Captain Kim's voice was calm but firm. Shields up. Prepare all weapons. The aliens watched in amazement as the Thunderbolt came to life. Shields glowed around the ship. Huge guns appeared from hidden spots. The Krag ships fired first. Bright beams of energy shot towards the Thunderbolt. But when they hit the shields, nothing happened. Shield holding at 100%, Ji-hoon reported. He sounded surprised. Captain Kim nodded. Good. Now, let's show them what we can do. Target their weapons only. We want to stop them, not destroy them. The Thunderbolt fired. Beams of light shot out, hitting the Krag ships with perfect aim. One by one, the Krag ships lost their weapons. All enemy weapons disabled, Ji-hoon said. He was smiling now. Captain Kim turned to the aliens. They all looked shocked. Are you okay? He asked. Hai-jin nodded slowly. I've never seen anything like that. Your ship is so powerful. We don't like to fight, Captain Kim said. But we will if we have to, especially to protect others. Just then, Su-yen called out. Captain, I'm getting a message from Zelos. They're thanking us for saving them. Captain Kim smiled. Tell them we're sending help soon. First, we need to deal with the Krags. He turned back to the screen. The Krag ships were just floating in space now, unable to fight. Krag ships, Captain Kim said. Your attack is over. We're taking you to the Galactic Council. They will decide what to do with you. There was no answer from the Krag ships, but they didn't try to run away either. Hai-jin stepped forward. Captain Kim, I don't know what to say. You saved Zelos, but this will change everything in our galaxy. Captain Kim nodded. I know, but we couldn't just watch innocent people get hurt. I hope the Council will understand. As the Thunderbolt prepared to head back to the Council, towing the Krag ships behind it, everyone was quiet. The aliens now knew just how powerful the humans really were, and they weren't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing. Hai-jin looked out at the stars. She knew that when they got back to the Council, things would be very different. The fear of the human battleship was about to get a lot stronger, but so was the respect for human bravery and kindness. The galaxy was changing. And it was all because of one human ship and its brave crew. News of the Thunderbolt's victory over the Krag ships spread quickly through the galaxy. Many aliens were amazed by the humans' power. Others were scared. But everyone was talking about it. On the planet where the Galactic Council met, things were busy. Aliens from all over the galaxy came to see the humans. Some wanted to make friends. Others wanted to learn about human technology. Captain Kim and his crew were careful. They were friendly, but they didn't share too much about their ship or weapons. They knew that information could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Hai Jin spent a lot of time with the humans. She liked them and thought they could be good friends to the aliens. But not everyone agreed with her. One day, as Hai Jin was walking with Captain Kim, they saw a crowd of angry aliens. The aliens were shouting and holding signs. "Humans, go home," one sign said. "Earth is a threat," said another. Captain Kim looked sad. "We don't want to scare anyone," he said. "We just want to be friends." Hai Jin patted his arm. "I know," she said. "Many aliens understand that, but some are afraid of change." Meanwhile, in a secret place, a group of aliens was meeting. They were from different planets, but they all agreed on one thing: the humans were dangerous. "We can't let them stay here," said one alien named Taiwan. He was tall and had sharp claws. "They're too powerful. We need to make them leave." The other aliens nodded. They started to make a plan. Back on the Thunderbolt, the human crew was working hard. They were setting up a small base on an empty moon near the Council planet. It would be a place for humans and aliens to meet and learn from each other. Su Yan, the ship's scientist, was excited. "Think of all we can learn from each other," she said as she set up her lab. Jae-hoon nodded, but he looked worried. "I hope you're right," he said, "but I feel like something bad is going to happen." He didn't know how right he was. That night, as most of the humans slept, Taiwan and his group made their move. They snuck onto the moon where the humans were building their base. "Remember," Taiwan said to his team, "we just want to scare them. Make them think this galaxy is too dangerous. Then they'll leave." The team started destroying the human buildings. They broke machines and set fires. Soon, the whole base was in chaos. But they made one big mistake. They didn't know that Su Yan was still in her lab, working late. When Su Yan saw the aliens attacking, she hit an alarm button. Loud noises filled the air. Lights flashed everywhere. On the Thunderbolt, Captain Kim woke up quickly. "What's happening?" he asked as he ran to the bridge. Jae-hoon was already there, looking at the screens. "The base is under attack," he said. "Su Yan is down there." Captain Kim's face got very serious. "Get us to that moon now," he ordered, "and prepare all weapons." The Thunderbolt moved faster than ever before. In just minutes, it was over the moon. The attackers saw the huge ship appear in the sky. They started to run away. "Stop them," Captain Kim said. "Use the stun beams. I want them alive." Beams of light shot from the Thunderbolt. One by one, the attackers fell to the ground, unable to move. As soon as it was safe, Captain Kim and a team went down to the moon. They found Su Yan hiding in her lab. She was scared but not hurt. "You're safe now," Captain Kim told her. Then he turned to look at the destroyed base. His eyes were sad but also angry. "I wanted to be friends," he said quietly. "We came in peace, but if they want to fight, they'll see what humans can really do." As the sun started to rise on the moon, the humans began to clean up the mess. But across the galaxy, news of the attack spread fast. Many aliens were shocked that anyone would attack the powerful humans. Now, everyone waited to see what the humans would do next. Would they leave, like the attackers wanted, or would they stay and fight? The peace of the galaxy was hanging by a thread, and it all depended on what Captain Kim and his crew decided to do next. The attack on the human base shook the entire galaxy. Everyone was talking about it. Some aliens were angry at the attackers. Others were scared of what the humans might do next. On the main planet of the Galactic Council, things were very busy. Aliens from all over were coming to talk about what happened. The big meeting room was full of noise and worry. High Counselor Yoon stood up. He raised his hands, asking for quiet. Slowly, the room became silent. "We are facing a serious problem," Yoon said. His voice was calm, but his eyes looked worried. "The attack on the humans was wrong. We must decide what to do now." Just then, the doors opened. Captain Kim walked in, followed by Hai Jin and some of his crew. Everyone turned to look at them. "Captain Kim," Yoon said, "we are very sorry for what happened. Please, tell us what you think we should do." Captain Kim looked around the room. His face was serious. "Thank you, High Counselor," he said. "What happened was bad. But we don't blame all aliens for the actions of a few." Many aliens looked relieved when they heard this, but Captain Kim wasn't finished. However, he continued, "We need to know that we're safe here. We came in peace. We want to be friends, but we will defend ourselves if we have to." The room was very quiet. Everyone was thinking about how powerful the Thunderbolt was. They remembered how easily it had stopped the Krag ships. Hai Jin stepped forward. "Members of the council," she said, "I spent time with the humans. They are good people. They saved Zelos when they didn't have to. We should not let fear drive us apart." Some aliens nodded, but others still looked unsure. Suddenly, a voice shouted from the back of the room, "They're too dangerous. We should make them leave." It was Ta-1. He had escaped when the others were caught. Now he was trying to turn everyone against the humans. "Look at their ship," Ta-1 yelled. "It's a weapon. They say they come in peace, but they're ready for war." The room got noisy again. Some aliens were agreeing with Ta-1. Others were arguing against him. Captain Kim waited for the noise to die down. Then he spoke again. "Yes, our ship is powerful," he said, "but power doesn't have to be scary. It can also protect. We used our power to save Zelos. We want to use it to help, not hurt." Hai Jin nodded. "The humans have been honest with us," she said. "They've shown us kindness. We should give them a chance." High Counselor Yoon looked thoughtful. "Perhaps," he said, "we need to learn more about each other. Captain Kim, would you and your crew be willing to share more about your people? And in return, we can teach you about our galaxy." Captain Kim smiled. "We would like that very much," he said. But Taiwan wasn't giving up. "No," he shouted. "It's a trick. They'll learn about us and then attack." Suddenly, Su Yan stepped forward. She looked straight at Taiwan. "You're the one who attacked our base," she said. "I recognize your voice." Everyone gasped. Guards quickly surrounded Taiwan. He tried to run, but there was nowhere to go. "Is this true?" Yoon asked, looking shocked. Taewon's shoulders dropped. He knew he was caught. "Yes," he said quietly. "I was scared. I thought I was protecting us." The room was silent for a moment. Then Captain Kim spoke. "Fear can make us do bad things," he said, "but it doesn't have to. We can choose to be brave instead, to trust each other and work together." High Counselor Yoon nodded slowly. "You are wise, Captain," he said. "Perhaps there is much we can learn from humans after all." He turned to face everyone in the room. "I think it's time we welcome the humans properly," he said. "They have shown us that they are true friends. Let's show them the same kindness." Many aliens cheered at this. Even some who had been scared before were starting to change their minds. As the meeting ended, Hai Jin smiled at Captain Kim. "I think this is the start of something good," she said. Captain Kim nodded. "I hope so," he said. "There's so much we can do together." As they left the council room, both humans and aliens felt hopeful. The galaxy was changing, but maybe, just maybe, it was changing for the better. 1 year had passed since the humans first arrived in the galaxy. Things had changed a lot since then. The fear that many aliens felt at first had turned into respect and friendship. On the planet of the Galactic Council, a big celebration was happening. Aliens from all over the galaxy had come to mark the first year of human-alien cooperation. The streets were full of happy people, music, and colorful decorations. In the main square, a new statue was being unveiled. It showed a human hand and an alien hand clasped together in friendship. High Counselor Yoon stood next to Captain Kim as they pulled off the cover. "This statue," Yoon said, "is a symbol of our new friendship, humans and aliens, working together for a better galaxy." Everyone cheered. Captain Kim smiled and waved to the crowd. He looked different now. He seemed more relaxed, more at home in this alien world. Near the front of the crowd, Hai-Jin watched with pride. She had worked hard over the past year to help humans and aliens understand each other. Now she was one of the most respected diplomats in the galaxy. "It's amazing, isn't it?" A voice said next to her. It was Su-Yeon, the human scientist. "I never thought we'd see something like this when we first arrived." Hai-Jin nodded. "You humans surprised us all," she said. "You showed us that being strong doesn't mean being scary." After the ceremony, there was a big party. Humans and aliens mingled, sharing food and stories. In one corner, Ji-hoon was teaching some young aliens how to play a human game called chess. In another, alien children were showing human kids how to use their tentacles to juggle. Captain Kim found a quiet spot to watch it all. He felt proud of what they had achieved. Suddenly, he felt a tap on his shoulder. It was Su-min, the alien intelligence officer. "Captain," Su-min said, "I have some news. We've detected a signal from beyond our galaxy. I think it might be other aliens." Captain Kim's eyes widened. "Have you told the council?" he asked. Su-min shook her head. "Not yet. I wanted to tell you first. What do you think we should do?" Captain Kim thought for a moment. Then he smiled. "I think," he said, "that we should go and say hello. Together." Later that day, Captain Kim and High Counselor Yoon stood in front of a big crowd. They were ready to make an important announcement. "Friends," Yoon began, "we have exciting news. We have detected signs of life from beyond our galaxy." The crowd gasped. Some looked excited, others looked worried. "But we are not afraid," Yoon continued, "because now we are stronger together, humans and aliens united." Captain Kim stepped forward. "We propose a joint mission," he said. "Human and alien ships working together to explore and make new friends." The crowd cheered. The idea of humans and aliens exploring together was exciting. On the edge of the crowd, Hai-Jin saw Tae-won. He had been punished for attacking the human base, but now he was free. To her surprise, he was cheering too. "You've changed your mind about humans?" she asked him. Tae-won nodded. "I was wrong about them," he said. "They're not scary. They're brave. And they've made us braver too." As the celebration continued, plans were already being made. The Thunderbolt would lead a fleet of ships to the edge of the galaxy. But this time, it wouldn't go alone. Alien ships would fly with it, ready to face whatever they found together. That night, as the party was ending, Captain Kim stood on a balcony looking at the stars. Hai-Jin joined him. "Are you ready for a new adventure?" she asked. Captain Kim smiled. "More than ready," he said. "When we left Earth, we hoped to find new friends. We never imagined we'd find a whole new family." As they looked up at the countless stars, both felt excited about what the future might bring. The galaxy had changed. The humans had changed. And together, they were ready to change the universe. In the distance, the Thunderbolt stood tall and proud. Once it had been seen as a threat. Now it was a symbol of hope and unity. The fear of the human battleship had turned into something much more powerful. The strength of friendship between all species. The new galactic order was just beginning. And it was going to be an amazing journey.